Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off lying down. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Allow your knees to open away from each other. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And begin by bringing focus and awareness to your breathing. Every inhale, feel expansion through your chest, through your belly. And every exhale, allow yourself to sink a little bit heavier into your mat. Let your skull be heavy. Feel your knees open away from each other. And release through your shoulders. Take a few more moments of big breath here. And then use your hands on the outsides of your thighs to close your knees like a book. Pull your knees into your chest. Grab your right knee with your right hand, your left knee with your left hand, and start to draw your knees in opposing circles. So going away from each other, just finding a bit of movement and lubrication into your hip. And we'll take about 3 or 4 of these in one direction, and then start to move in the opposite direction. Again, knees are going in opposing circles. You just find a little more range of motion into your hip joint, very gently. Pull your knees back into your chest. Rock and roll yourself up. We'll come into a squat position. So your hips will lift up off the ground. Bring your feet a little bit wider. Your heels are in, your toes are out, and bring your hips down to your level. Now start to shift your hips from side to side, kind of a little flossing motion. And if your hips need to be up a little bit higher, find that for yourself. Push down into your feet and stand all the way up. Push your hips forward just slightly and then bend your knees and sit back down. And we take that again. Push down to stand up and then bend your knees and send your hips down. We'll take about 3 more of these. So it's a lot on the lower body, these big muscles acting to get you to your standing position, and then also to get you down into your squatting position. Takes a lot of strength, and we're working into some good mobility here as well. Now this last one, hold the squat once again. Bring your left hand in front of your left foot and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Think of peeling your right shoulder blade up and back. Bring your gaze up towards your right thumb. And then switch. Your right hand will come down, your left arm will come up. Big open twist. And we'll move between these two. So left arm comes down, right arm comes up. And you can find some circular motion here as you bring your right hand in front of your right foot and open your left rib cage. And we'll continue to move from side to side. Notice what your opposing knee wants to do. Make sure that both of your knees are tracking right over your ankle, right over your toe. Last one, bring yourself back to center. Push down into your hands to lift up through your hips. Toe heel your feet a little closer towards each other, and then find a position where your toes are turning in towards each other and your heels are out. And just stay in a forward fold here. It's going to feel a little bit strange, but just breathe and allow yourself to be super heavy through your torso. Take a full big breath in. Take a full big breath out. Bring your feet to a parallel position, soften your knees, and roll yourself up to stand. We're going to work through a little standing mobility here. So like you're walking over a fence, pull your right knee up to your chest, let it open to the side, and then let your left knee follow. And then lead with your left leg up and over, and then your right leg will follow. And again, it's like you're stepping over something a little tall. Try to keep your upper body still, but find that nice range of motion. Really go up and over with each leg, and then the opposite leg will have to come in, and then do the same thing going the other direction. Take one more set, and then bring yourself back to a standing position. Pull your right knee up. Extend your right leg back behind you, pitch the body forward, and then step your right toes down to the mat to come into a low lunge position. Keep your back knee lifted for a moment. Allow yourself to just rock forwards and backwards. Nice and gentle. start to rotate through your right hip to come into a turned out lunge. Now, if your hips need to be up a little bit higher, bring your body a little bit further up. We're gonna be working in a position like this for quite some time. Shift yourself over to your right side lunge. Use your hands to help you out as you crawl through. Take an extra moment here for breath. And then rotate to a lunge so your right knee is in front and you're facing the back of your mat, back in our low lunge position. Take a few moments, rock forwards and backwards. And we're gonna be moving through that again. One more breath in this low lunge position, and then rotate your left hip. Come to a turned out position. You're in a side lunge. Find breath. Shift over into your left knee, your left side lateral lunge. Take a moment for breath. Use your hands to help you, and then rotate back to a parallel lunge with your left knee in front. So we've got the gist of the movement. We're gonna start to take things a little quicker. Rotate through your right hip, open up. Crawl yourself over to the right. Rotate to a parallel lunge, right foot in front. And again, open, rotate. Crawl over to the left. Rotate back to parallel. Open up. Crawl over to the right. Rotate back to parallel. And again, open up, keep moving through. Keep your hips a little bit higher if you need a little more support. Now this time, shift your right leg up off the mat. Bring your right foot back down. Open up. Move to the right. Rotate to your parallel lunge. Launch your left foot up off the mat, standing L. Left foot down, open, and shift. Rotate. Right ankle up, shift forward. Just for a moment, right toes down, open up. Shift back over to the right, rotate. Bring your left ankle up off the mat. Lower your foot, open up. Over to the left. Rotate, lift your right ankle, standing L. Bring the foot down, open up to your lunge, move over to the right, rotate parallel lunge, bring your left ankle up off the ground, bring it back down. I know we're moving pretty briskly here, open up through the hips. This time, bring your hips through center, heels in, toes out, knees bent deeply, and find a goalpost position with your arms. And start to take 10 slow pulses here. You can close your eyes if you need to. I know we've done a lot for opening up through the hips. It can feel really intense. Find your range of motion with these pliés. Make sure that your knees are tracking right over the ankles, right over the toes. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Parallel your feet. Punch the fists down and then release your body, forward fold. Hold on to the bind for as long as it serves you. Maybe find a little bit of free motion here if you want to sway from side to side. Bring your hands down. Shift your weight to your left foot. Lift your right leg up and then tap it down. Do it again. Lift the leg and then tap it down. So we're getting into some outer glute strengthening here and also some nice stability work into the bottom left leg. Have a soft little bend through your bottom left knee. We take about 8 of these little lifts and lowers of the right leg. Lots of control here. Last time, keep the leg lifted. Bend your right knee open through your hip. Walk your hands a little further out in front of you. Imagine you're trying to press the bottom of your right foot way over to the left side. And now turn in your right knee, snug it behind your left knee, come all the way down to a seat for a spinal twist. Reach your right arm up, right arm outside of your left knee. Inhale to lengthen through the spine and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. And take that again, inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. And come out of this. Take a counter twist up and over to the right. Allow yourself to release. And then start to roll yourself up. Unravel your legs so you make your way back to a wide-legged forward fold. We're gonna do all of that on the opposite side. So shift your hands over towards your right foot just slightly. And here we go. Start to lift your left leg up off the ground. Feel how your core has to engage. And then tap the toes down. Try not to put too much weight on your left foot when you tap it down. It really should just be a tap of your toes. We want to use the outer glute and use the core to lift your leg. So the core is really working for the stabilization, and then the outer glute is working for the actual action, which is lifting and lowering of the leg. Last one here, bend your left knee. Open through your hip, push your left foot way over to the right. Bring your hands a little further out in front of you. Take a full big breath here. Just allow that sensation to open the hip. And then start to turn in through your top knee and tuck your top knee behind your standing knee. Come all the way down to a seat. We're coming into a spinal twist on the opposite side. Reach your left arm up. Cross your left arm over your right thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. And allow your breath to inform your motion and inform your stretch. Bring yourself back up to center and find a counter twist up and over to the left. Just allow yourself to release over. And then slowly, slowly make your way up. And once again, come to a wide-legged forward fold. Unravel your feet. Heels in, toes out. One last time, deep squatting position. Hands can come to prayer, elbows can come to your knees. You can extend through your arms and think of pushing your forearms open to encourage your knees to track over your toes. And then bring your hips down to the mat. Bring your feet a little bit wider and find a very slow windshield wiper of your knees. So first let them fall over to the right, hold for a moment. And then let them fall over to the left and hold for a moment. And just notice how this internal rotation now feels, especially because we've been focusing a lot on external rotation in this series. So give yourself a little bit of time and acknowledgement as you move from side to side. And last one. And come back to lying on your back. I'm going to end the same way that we began. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open wide. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Allow your eyes to close. Notice any differences you may feel through your hips here. Maybe your knees are feeling as though they're able to open a little bit more. Bring focus back to your breath and take a moment for gratitude for your efforts. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.